What's up? It's your boy Motivational Mike, and you listen to the Motivational Inspirational Station, channel, podcast.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
People up, it's your boy Micheal Rice, aka Motivational Mike, and this is the first episode of the Discover Greatness podcast. And today we're going to be talking about success through inner strength, and it's part one is coming from a program that I've been listening to from Dr. Nathaniel Branden. Great man, full of wisdom. He was a Canadian and American psychotherapist, and he was talking about the core of inner strength being our self-esteem. So I'm going to get into it. Some of the notes that I've taken over the last couple of days that I think is going to really help individuals who are suffering with like low self-esteem. And I have started my coaching program for youth and teens, youth and teen coaching. So parents, go to my website, discovergreatnessglobal.com, and sign up for that free consultation. Also, before I get started with some of the notes that I've taken over the past couple days, I'm interviewing. I got a message from a great friend of mine, and he was like, "Man, I love your passion." But he said, "You want to interview some people who've already discovered greatness." And I was like, "Man, that is true. Because at the end of the day, we all have greatness inside of us. I often say we were made in the image of greatness. We'll make a lousy somebody else, but we have the gift to make the best you in the world. You can't spell success without you." So, interviewing people who have discovered greatness, what they did to achieve success, and how did they overcome adversity along the journey. So, hit me up, DM me, message me if you know somebody that has a story and would love to share it and be on the podcast, be on the vlog. I would love to hear from them. So, like I said, this is part one. So, stay tuned. It's packed with knowledge and wisdom. So, I had 3 stars in here, and one of the when he started off, he says, "Nothing is more valuable than our inner strength, our inner man. It is the source of our true fulfillment." If you have a high level of self-respect, it is very natural and comfortable for you to treat others with respect. So if you have a high level of self-respect for yourself, it's natural. I mean, it comes easy for you to treat others with respect. But if you have a low level of self-respect, still talking about ourselves, the probability, is very high that you will not treat others with respect. And if you don't, you will not get the most or best out of it. So I think it's important that we first respect ourselves. I often tell people you can't love anybody else more than you love yourself. So first, that's a key. Self-respect. And here is 2 questions that you should ask yourself every morning. What is good in my life? And what needs to be done? What's good in Dr. Nathaniel Branden, said, "What's good in my life invites you to focus on the positives." And so oftentimes we want to focus on what's going wrong, but focus on things that are going right in your life. And what needs to be done is a call to action. It summons you to complete what needs to be completed, to address what needs to be addressed, to work through what needs to be worked through, and to achieve what lies ahead for you to achieve. And I made a video about 2 days ago, and I was saying, the video that I was making, it was a call to action to start believing in yourself, because man, anything is possible. So the 2 questions you should ask yourself every morning: what's good in your life? focusing on the good and what needs to be done, knowing that that's a call to action. Talking about self-esteem, self-awareness, all this stuff pertaining to our self-management. So I invite you to achieve greatness. Right now, you have what it takes to achieve success and happiness, both in your personal life and professional life. The essence or the core, this is the essence of the core of inner strength is self-esteem. The essence or the core of inner strength is self-esteem. Belief in ourselves, confidence in our minds, confidence in our thinking, that's big, belief in our ability to learn and master whatever life requires us to learn and master. So that is the core, man, our self-esteem, and that gives us the ability to the confidence in ourselves, confidence in our minds, and confidence in mastering or everything we need to master. And when talking about mastery, you hear a lot of the motivational speakers and different things. Different people talk about self-mastery. And I heard Jim Rome often talks about. He said, "Work harder on yourself than you do on your job." And I think that's for me every day. I often say, man, how can I be motivating other people if I'm not motivating myself? So I take the time to listen to YouTube's, read scriptures. Because all this stuff is motivation to inspire our inner man, our spirit being. So and Dr. Nathaniel talked about that in this program. He said because check this out. He said because the real power of an individual isn't what he or she knows. It's in the ability to think, and the ability to learn, and the ability to face and respond to new challenges. I'm gonna say that again, man. Like I told you, this is deep. He said the real power of an individual isn't what he or she knows. It's in the ability to think, the ability to learn, the ability to face and respond to new challenges. And he said that's a psychological state. That's a spiritual state. Talk about the inner man. It's a state of being. It's a state of consciousness. And he said in the program, he said, if I was about to pass away and I had to tell somebody something that was going to help them live, he said to live consciously. And living consciousness, you're in the now. A lot of people say, man, when people have like got in an accident, they say I was unconscious, man, because you don't know what's going on. But in this time, man, it's so important that we live consciously. And the real motivation behind achievement and the motive behind success is our inner strength, is our confidence in ourselves, is our confidence in our efficacy. And I was like, I had to go look it up. And efficacy is the ability to produce a desired or intended result. So, confidence in our efficacy. Because we all face challenges. He talked about this, the challenges that we face in life. Some of the challenges we face in life is the ability to earn our own living and to take care of ourselves in the world, to support ourselves, not to be dependent on economically or material. So that's one of the first meanings of the challenge being to, as I say, get out your mother's womb. You know what I'm saying? So that's the challenge, being able to take care of ourselves. The next challenge, he says, the ability to work with people, having competence. And competence is the ability to do something successfully or efficiently. And one of those are in interpersonal relationships. Competence in dealing with other human beings. Why would that be a standard of competence? Because it's the ability to create relationships. So why is that a big issue? Because everything that we aspire to do is in the contents of an organization. I'm gonna say that again. Why is that a big issue? Because everything we aspire to do happens in the content of building relationships. Um, even with Discover Greatness, man, I couldn't be able to do Discover Greatness if I didn't have a team of people, mostly helping, or at the end of the day, it's my dream. But if for its networking, if I just decided to do it all alone, I could never get to that next level. So it's all about competence in building relationships, because that is what allows people to accomplish all types of things which they couldn't accomplish on their own. That's good. Competence with people is a major survival skill. I'm gonna say that again. Competence with people is a major survival skill, and I put some on my timeline. I says 99%. I think, well, I can't think. 99% of what people say about you, you will not be in the room. So be a good person. And I think that's so so true, because at the end, you gonna have haters and stuff like that, but you want to have the reputation of being a good person, and that allows people to want to work with you. And the last one was being able to be resiliency, or having resilient, because in the nature of life, all of us experience it. This was good pain. All of us deal with pain. All of us deal with setbacks. And all of us deal with, and this is a big word he gave us, vicissitudes. Man, Dr. Nathaniel Branden was given a lot of, big words. But vicissitudes, it's a change of circumstances or fortune, typically one that is unwelcome or unpleasant. Oh man, I can say that again. In life, you're going to deal with things that are unwelcoming and unpleasant. But you can't turn back, man. And from time to time, we can't. We will get knocked on our backs. But you have to move forward, because God has made all things new, and I will follow him forward. So we have to move forward. The question is, do we have the inner resources? Man, do we have the inner resources to pick ourselves up again, to bounce back again? And that's what true resilience is. Resilience is one of the core meanings of inner strength, or the experience of being complete. Have a resiliency, man, being able to bounce back. And Dennis Whitley, man, has a great program called, and we'll get into it too. It's called, I think it's called the power of resiliency, turning today's challenges into tomorrow's triumphs. Man, that's good. Turning today's challenges into tomorrow's triumphs. That's good. So challenges, being able to take care of yourself, being able to build relationships, and having the power to bounce back in after setbacks. Having resiliency. We have reached the end of our first episode of the Discover Greatness podcast. Connect with us at discovergreatnessglobal.com. And don't forget to sign up for our newsletters to receive our free materials. See you on the next episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a passion to help young people to develop the best in them. So make sure you go to my website, Discover Greatness Global, and sign up for a free parent consultation. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode. You have just listened to the Discover Greatness podcast. Be sure to join the conversation on our website at discovergreatnessglobal.com. Subscribe to this awesome audio production to take your greatness to another level. It's your boy, Motivational Mike, the #1 station in the nation, man. We love you. One. Hey, and remember, today you win because today you live. Why? Because discover greatness is in your DNA.